Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of KSLA Investigates Cold Cases. I'm Stephen Maxwell. We take a look back at a triple homicide that happened in Bossier City back in 2011. Bill Norris and two of his friends were killed at his hardware store. What happened on April 2nd, 2011, Bill, along with Jesse Burks and Harold Arnett, were shot and killed inside Bill's appliance store on Barksdale Boulevard. Bossier police say they were shot with a .45 caliber handgun. When the community found out what happened, they remembered Bill as a kind-hearted man.
He was a wonderful father. He helped anybody that needed help. He didn't even have to know you. You can walk in off the street asking for money. If he had it, he'd give it to you. For something like this to happen yesterday, it's just senseless. It's ridiculous. He didn't deserve this, neither did the other two gentlemen that got killed with it.
Witnesses told Bossier City police they heard gunshots and saw a man run out of the business heading north on Barksdale Boulevard. Initially, they were unable to find any suspects. One of those witnesses said they saw Gerald Needham, known as Copperhead, leave the shop just after they heard the gunshots. About 2 weeks after the murders, police tracked down and arrested Needham, a man police say had a background of run-ins with the law.
My entire time in there, at some point, year after year, his name came up in violent situations. There's always a chance that there might be some additional arrests made, but there again, I can't comment one way or the other.
Yeah.
Wish I could ask him that myself. I'm just thankful that they got him as quick as they did, even though it's been almost 2 weeks, but they still got him quick.
There again, I can't comment on that because I can say I don't consider it to be a random act of violence.
Then an unexpected turn in the case. On May 29th, 2011, Robert Clark held up the Houghton Food Mart in Houghton demanding money. Turns out the shell casings from the Houghton armed robbery were the same as the ones found in the appliance store murder. That led to charges being dropped against Needham.
I feel lucky that he didn't come in and do the same thing to us that he did to those other people.
Philip Gullo was one of two clerks on duty at Emerson's back in May when a man robbed the Houghton convenience store at gunpoint and even fired one shot.
You could tell that he had done it before. He was very comfortable holding a gun, very comfortable shooting a gun, you know, and we knew that he fired off a shot intentionally.
More than a month later, deputies arrested this man, 32-year-old Robert Clark, in the holdup. That was last Friday. Since then, KSLA News 12 has learned the gun used in the armed robbery was also used in the triple murder that shocked Bossier City back in April at Norris appliance store. It had been stolen from a car outside of Deja Vu Strip Club where Clark worked.
It was sort of shocking, you know, hearing that guy that came in here, same gun fired in our, store was the one that killed 3 people.
After the first-degree charges were dropped, Needham faced felony charges of a felon in possession of ammunition. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but was later killed in 2020, according to the Shreveport Times. Clark, who held up the Houghton convenience store, was convicted for the armed robbery, but police weren't able to link him to the 3 homicides at the hardware store. Now Norris's family is still searching for justice.
But what I don't understand is how 3 men in a known place in broad daylight get murdered at a busy intersection and nobody sees anything.
Does your family have closure?
No, not at all.
Will they ever have closure?
No. Not as long as there's still people that were involved that will never have to pay for it.
If you have any information on this case, reach out to the Bossier City Police Department. We also tried to reach out to Bossier City Police, but they declined to do an interview with us. Thanks for watching this episode of KSLA Investigates Cold Cases. See you next week.